What's going on, guys? Welcome to another gaming podcast. My name is Matt. I got Adam here, and we're going to run you through some of the recent video game news. Lots been going on because of the consoles coming out, new games coming out. We got lots of news to get through today, so we're going to jump right into it. How's it going, Adam?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Lots of news, Been on lots of Twitter, notifications on for Jeff Keighley, Jeff Grubb. So
yeah, he's got all the exclusives.
Yeah, I know. Did you see that? Oh, I guess we're talking about that anyway, so I'll say it later. But anyways, first topic for today is Sony posted about an 11-minute video for the new PlayStation 5 UI. Did you end up watching that video?
I skimmed through the video, but I know you're way more into like the PlayStation line of consoles than I am, so I'm interested to hear what you think about it.
So I'm going to give my opinion on the PlayStation 4 UI, and it's hot garbage. I cannot stand it. Pretty much every PlayStation UI that I've had, so the PlayStation 3 through the PlayStation 4, I haven't liked any of them. The PlayStation 4 is definitely an improvement from what the 3 was. But it's still not good. So I was definitely excited to see what they did with it. And, obviously I don't have hands-on impressions with it, but just based on the way it looks really clean. It kind of reminds me of Xboxes a little bit.
I was thinking that with the cards.
Yeah, I think my biggest thing I hate about the PlayStation ones is they have like the line of things. So if you want to access something, you have to go like all the way to the end of the line, like right or left, versus Xbox having that grid formation. So you know exactly where it is. You can see it. I just like that a lot more. And it looks like they kind of went with that as well. So that's nice. I was definitely happy with that. And just like how they have the game like front and center, like they for example, they had like the Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and that like took up the entire screen, and also that game just looks amazing. So it just looks way better than that tacky blue that they had going on with the PlayStation 4. So that's pretty much like my thoughts on just the way it looks.
So I wonder if that's sort of like if that's the disc you have in the console, or if it's like your last game played. That's kind of what appears like right there.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that's gonna work. I would assume it's gonna be something like that. But another thing, I mean, super cool thing about it, obviously they've talked about it with the SSD and everything, that you can just start games off from where you left off. So they like showcase that with going from the Little Big Planet game, Sackboy, to Destruction All Stars, which kind of looks dumb, but it took like half a second and it was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm like so
really
excited for that.
And
I hope the Xbox is able to do that too.
And while on paper that like sounds like a cool idea, it's like they already did it. I know the Xbox One did it, but it was just annoying because you kind of had no choice whether it did it or not, and it just like slowed down the console a lot. But I mean, obviously with better load times and like higher processing power, that they'd probably do it good.
Yeah, I mean, definitely don't know the ins and out of it, but just the fact that I'm not gonna sit there like when GTA 5 was free on Epic Games and I bought that on my computer, which is a hard drive, and it took like 5 minutes to load. It made me not even want to play the game. So I'm excited with like these games getting bigger and bigger that I'm not going to have to sit in front of my monitor or TV for like 3 minutes waiting for it to load. Although it's like 3 minutes to 30 seconds, 2.5 minutes doesn't sound like a lot. It's like a huge quality of life improvement that I'm so looking forward to.
And seamless. I know they showed a little clip of Miles Morales where he was like jumping from an inside section through a window out into like the bigger map, and it was seamless.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing too. I'm just wondering with that because I know a lot of people complained about that in like God of War, Uncharted, and the Fallen Order. How like how when they have them like go through the tight spaces or whatever, and the unloads the chunks behind you. I
Yeah.
feel like that's kind of like the same thing they did with that, but it's just way quicker. That it doesn't need to be like a little shimmy walk for like 30 seconds through a small crack. It's like a 1 second you fly through this pipe and all of New York or all of Manhattan's loaded, which is sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But did you see any of the new features they added with it, like the activities?
For the UI.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they have the cards where you look at like the trophies and then it kind of like lays it out like where you need to go and it'll give you like hints or you can kind of like
Yeah, and you
jump
can
right
like
to the level.
and you can pull up like a little like a tutorial
Mm-hmm.
for it.
Like
That's
yeah,
awesome
like
because
all
just recent. Go ahead.
yeah, like all that stuff is cool, but it still just kind of looked very like cluttered to me. Like there was like a lot going on and it didn't really seem like because when he was like, "Oh, I took a screenshot, now I need to find it." And he was like scrolling through the cards until he just like happened upon like the one that was the screenshot so we could post it.
Yeah, I guess I see what you're saying, but just I guess for me personally, I don't know how they're gonna utilize it, but um, like I don't know, I freaking hate puzzles in video games. If I get stuck on a puzzle for like 5 minutes, my phone is already in my hand, like looking up how to figure it out because that's not fun to me. So just like
Yeah.
recently in Doom Eternal, I got stuck on something and I was like, all right, screw this, I'm looking it up. And I pulled up like a walkthrough and it's just like cycling through this walkthrough or skipping ahead in the video is frustrating. So the fact that you can just like potentially be able to just pull that up on your screen and stick it in a corner is exciting.
Yeah,
And
that was cool. The
I'm
picture
very
in
much
picture
looking forward to that.
so you could follow along.
Yeah, and how they did that with how you can like watch your friends play a game. I don't know when that would ever be useful to me.
I mean,
Um,
that sounds funny.
yeah, it's just like I don't really play with a whole lot of friends on PlayStation anyways. I more just play like the single player games.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't know why, like in the middle of a God of War, for example, like I'm not gonna be watching you play Fall Guys in the middle of like a God of War cutscene.
Yeah.
That's not realistic.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, if you were using some like other app or something,
Or like
I don't know.
maybe COD or something that might be useful.
I mean, it's cool that the features there, but you're right. There's not a lot of like practicality to it.
Yeah, and then what else did they do? They added PlayStation Store directly onto the console, I guess. I guess it wasn't before. It was like a separate app, so it was really slow.
Hmm.
So that's cool, I guess, if you want to download your games on PlayStation Store and not own them physically, which is the route I will be taking. Any thoughts on that?
No, I mean, I've never had a PlayStation console, but I mean, just from like looking at the UI, I've never been a fan of it, and I've never really been a fan of
No.
Xboxes either. It's just all they try and cram too much on there, and it's just like, see, I like the Switches UI. Like
Hmm.
it's just very basic. It's like there's all your games, and then on the bottom it's like the screenshots in the shop and like the settings. And I mean, I have complaints about the Switch's UI in terms of things it's lacking, but I mean, I'd rather it be like just super simple than just like really cluttered and have a lot of stuff I'm not going to use on it.
That's yeah. After playing with the Switch a little bit, the Switch definitely, in my, I think it's the best because Xbox is great because of the grid, but I hate seeing ads on my home screen. Like when I go to play a video game, I'm not like
Hmm.
I don't want to be persuaded to purchase something. That's not really like it's not that big of a deal, but I just prefer to not see it. And I think PlayStation's probably going to be doing that at some point. So the Switch just having like, hey, here's your game, here's your settings, here are your friends if they're on. Not that our online feature works anyways, but they're
Yeah.
there. But yeah, just join in. I like that a lot. It's nice.
Hmm. And yeah, like I said, I'd rather it be like just super simple than just like cluttered and everything.
And I think just the fact that it just having it be bare bones is a lot better. And I know people don't really use their Switch for like entertainment purposes. Like you're not gonna oh, I want to watch Netflix on the TV and like get your Switch out, like
Mm-hmm.
people use with the PlayStation and the Xbox. But
Yeah, and I know
it's like
people
really
are
bare
mad.
bones.
People are mad that they don't have like Netflix or like any other like Twitch or any other apps like that. But I mean, like the people that are mad about that also have like other ways to like view that content.
Yeah, and like at this point, if you don't have a smart TV or Chromecast or an Apple TV, like what are you doing? Like you kind of
Mm-hmm.
need one of those things if at this point, because everything's shifting away from that, cable TV and
Mm-hmm.
everything. Like you need to be able to have stuff to stream. Even just
Or
hook your
even if you
laptop
have
up.
yeah, or if you have another console, like even like last gen consoles, like a PS3, like an
Yeah.
Xbox 360, like you can view all that stuff.
hmm Yeah. People just want to complain about something, kind of like what we're doing now. But
Yeah.
anyways, let's move on to the Miles Morales. A lot of information came out because they were featured in Game Informer. Um, do you have access to that magazine?
No, but I know a lot of their stuff they post online now,
Yeah.
like on their YouTube channel or their site. So you're not really missing out if you don't have a
Well,
subscription to the
I
print
have
mag.
that subscription, and I had 12 pages of Miles Morales stuff to read through. Did I read through it? No, but I plan on it at some point. But I think the biggest news is Spider Cat coming
Dude,
out.
Spider Cat's looking pretty
That is,
cool.
but did you see on their Twitter that you can't call it Spider Cat for legal reasons? So that was their exact quote from Insomniac.
Really? Wait, so
Yeah,
you
it's
can name the cat yourself,
well, no,
but it,
no, it's just like
it
they're
won't
not
let
gonna
you.
they're not gonna reference it as Spider Cat for
Oh, okay.
whatever reason. I would assume it's something to do with like who owns that property or something. I would
Mm-hmm.
imagine that that's a comic book character, and probably I would assume at that if that's the case, Marvel probably owns it
Mm-hmm.
and not Sony. So it's Spider-Man the Cat.
That's what they're calling it in the game.
Yeah. And did you watch the video of like Miles rescuing it that they put on YouTube?
Yeah, I did. And I watched how if you do like combo attacks, like there's an animation of him like jumping out and attacking
Yeah,
too.
the finisher is that's pretty cool, but I guess it's like the shop owner's cat and he just calls it Spider-Man. That's it. It's just like that cat is Spider-Man. So in this universe there's at least 3 Spider-Men.
Heck yeah. So you've told me Miles Morales is like your most anticipated game right now.
Excluding I mean I'd have to be excluding Cyberpunk. That's been my most anticipated game for like 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean that game's coming out first. I plan on finishing that before even Cyberpunk comes out.
Oh yeah,
But
because
I
I
mean
mean
with
you
how
could
good
probably
yeah, 15 hours
because
that's
they're
nothing.
saying
I could fly through that.
oh Miles Morales is only 15 hours.
Well, I guess they said it's going to be like half of what the original one was, and the original one I
Mm-hmm.
think if I remember correctly was about 30 hours, so
Okay. But then Cyberpunk's gonna be a massive game.
oh yeah, well they said it's their main story is going to be shorter than The Witcher 3, which man, I don't even know what was The Witcher 3. That was probably like a 60-hour game.
It was a long game, but I mean that game had a lot of DLC too that like really lengthened it. So
But yeah, they said it's going to be shorter because oh yeah, they said that the Witcher 3 was between 25 and 50 hours. Oh, that's if
hmm
you're like skipping cutscenes. So yeah, they said Cyberpunk's going to be shorter, not counting side stories or side missions.
hmm
But anyways, back to Spider-Man. Do you know anything about Miles in the comics?
yeah, a fair amount.
So like so we know one of the villains. I already forgot their name, but it was that woman with the black and purple helmet. Do you remember her name?
I no, I don't remember her name.
But do you know who of or what villains you'd expect to see in that game?
Was the Prowler in the first one?
No. So I feel like that one would be like an easy one to guess or to assume, I
Mm-hmm.
guess.
Yeah. Um,
So I'm trying to
I'm
think
trying to
in
think.
Spider-Verse as well, because in Spider-Verse you had Doc Ock. That would be surprising if Doc Ock was in it after the first one. I guess Fisk could be in it. I don't think he died in the first one. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure he was in it. I think he just went to Rikers.
Mm-hmm. What about the Green Goblin? Don't they have um I can't remember the
Oh yeah,
name of
they
it.
did set that up.
Yeah, they set up
Yeah,
like his company and everything.
Oscorp, is it
But
Oscorp, right?
Oscorp. Yeah, yeah, Oscorp.
They could do that because I think they kind of were alluding to his. See, okay, this is terrible. I just played this game. I have a terrible memory, but they were either alluding that the kid was the Green Goblin or the kid had cancer and died. It was one of the two, and I just don't remember which one it was.
Mm-hmm.
Because isn't all right? Correct me if I'm wrong. You know the Tobey Maguire movies better than I do. Willem Dafoe is James Franco's dad, and James Franco is the Green Goblin. Correct?
No. Willem Dafoe's the Green Goblin in the first movie.
Okay.
And so Spider-Man kills him. And then in the third movie, James Franco finds out what happened to his father and like who Spider-Man is. So then he turns on Peter and becomes like a new Green Goblin.
That's in the third movie?
Yeah, that's in the third movie.
Oh, how many villains were in the third movie? It was Sandman, Venom, and the James Franco Green Goblin?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have not seen those movies in a while.
They're pretty good. And now word's out that Tobey Maguire might be coming back too, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah, and I know you and I talked about this earlier in the week, and it looked like when you had texted me, I had only heard of rumors, but it seems to be shaping up to like actually be the case.
Mm-hmm. Like you're not gonna hear it from Sony because they probably want it to be like a big surprise, but I mean, people aren't keeping their mouths shut, so I wouldn't be
Hmm.
surprised if it really turns out to be true.
I've also heard rumors that they've casted Miles, which would be sweet. Because I mean, he's
Really?
everyone's like superhero darling at the moment. Yeah,
Oh yeah, after Spider-Verse. Like he's been around for
yeah.
quite a while, but no, it's
It
nice that
really like the
after
last 10 years they've like absolutely blew his character up.
mm-hmm.
Super cool. But back to the potential villains. I hope Taskmaster's in it a little bit more, just because I didn't get my Taskmaster uh quota in because Black Widow got delayed, so I gotta
Mm-hmm.
get it in somehow. Um,
Trying to
dang,
think who
who
else. Spider-Man
else?
has a lot of villains.
I know. I wonder if Sandman they would do something like that, because I'm sure with like like advanced hardware they'd be able to make that look super cool with like the sand like shifting and moving and all that. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. Who am I to know? I don't know shit about hardware, so
Maybe. They also might do like the Rhino guy.
they had him in the first one.
Oh, they did. Was
Yeah,
he
because
a
they did
member of the Sinister
Rhino. Oh,
Six?
yeah, they did Rhino, Electro, um, Doc Ock.
Scorpion.
What? Scorpion's one of them, right?
Yeah.
Um, Michael Keaton's character. What is his name?
Vulture.
Yep. And I'm missing one. Oh,
Mysterio.
Mr. Negative.
Wait, was Mysterio not in the first one?
No, he wasn't. So that would be one as
Ooh.
well.
But you gotta wonder what villains they're saving if they were gonna do like a sequel with Peter Parker, like a
No,
full scale
yeah. I mean, that's their
second
plan to
game.
do a
So
sequel, but they used
mhm.
like some of their most iconic villains in the first one. with given Spider-Man doesn't kill people anyways, so I mean they could come back at any point, and anyone can just their distant relatives can take the throne as well. So
yeah, but I mean you gotta wonder if they're gonna save like Mysterio or like Green Goblin for like a sequel where they can do more with them.
Other big news in Miles Morales, you don't have to play as MJ anymore, which is sweet.
Yeah, no more
Because
sloggy missions.
Miles is the only playable character. Yeah, Miles is the only playable character now, so which is cool. I hope they. Well, I guess in the next Spider-Man sequel, they could have Peter Parker, which would be sweet, Miles, which would be sweet, and then MJ taking pictures, which will be lame, of course, but whatever.
Well, I mean, hopefully they listen to feedback or something, or either just don't do it or make it better.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think they could make it better. Maybe isn't in the comics, isn't Gwen Stacy like an actual superhero or something at some point?
There are variations of the comics where she becomes Spider-Man.
Oh.
Or Spider-Woman or Spider-Gwen or whatever.
Girl.
She has a lot of names. Spider-Girl.
So is she in Into the Spider-Verse? Is that the blonde one?
Yeah, that's Gwen.
Okay. That'd be cool. I'd be down for that. Honestly, honestly, it doesn't really matter who's in the suit. It's so much fun to play. Anyways.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but moving on from Spider-Man, unless you have anything else to add, Steven Smash. I want to hear your opinion on that because I'm not much of a Nintendo guy, let alone Smash, but we've been looking forward to this.
I wasn't looking forward to it. I was very surprised when they announced him. I mean, it like makes sense that he's in there, but I was just very surprised. I didn't even think it would happen. But dude, he's kind of trash.
That's what I've heard. What's trash about him?
Okay, he is incredibly technical. And like I don't even understand it. There's just a lot cuz your attacks use up supplies or like crafting materials. And to get more, you have to mine. One of his attacks is walking around the stage and mining.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and it's so in depth that different materials on each stage only come up depending on like where you're mining. So if you're on like a Donkey Kong stage, dude, you're only gonna get like wood and shit.
Are you serious? Is he okay? If that's the case, that's not anything like any other character. Are his attacks at least somewhat like a little bit stronger?
He's got some heavy attacks that you can land if you have the right materials. Now, whenever you spawn in the stage, a crafting table appears on the stage as well. And you have to go to your crafting table, and from there you can like craft new weapons. Either if they break or if you get like a diamond randomly from mining, then you can get like the diamond line of weapons. And those weapons are pretty strong.
Okay.
He's also got his side special is riding a minecart. And like if you got a lot of like iron and stuff, then like you can keep it going pretty far. And you could even attack again to give it like a boost. And that boost knocks pretty far. And then also like randomly his down aerial is where he drops an anvil on people, and that move hits pretty hard too.
Wow. So it's literally like Minecraft. Like it's not at all like Smash.
Dude,
like you have to mine Minecraft for what you use.
And if you use your neutral special, if you use your neutral special in the air, it places a block beneath you. So you can use that for recovering to just like keep jumping and putting a block beneath you like you can in Minecraft.
So literally all people wanted, who at least wanted Steve, was just Steve to do like everything that every other character did. I don't think they wanted to play Minecraft.
Dude, it's crazy. He's crazy technical. I'm trying to think of his other moves. His grab is a fishing pole. His recovery is trash. Probably the worst thing about him. It's the wings that you get when you beat the Ender Dragon.
Okay, Elytra.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. Like you just jump in the air, and if you basically don't grab the ledge, you have to like be hoping you are facing the right way because it'll start gliding you off the stage.
Oh, you can't turn around after?
No, I don't think so. I haven't been able to.
I honestly, what were they even thinking?
It's like, dude, it's interesting. Like it's a funny character, and like my friends and I came to the consensus when he came out. He's either gonna be like really good or really bad because of how technical he is. And now it's coming out, and people aren't really a fan of how he plays.
Okay, so we're not gonna see a whole lot of Steve mains.
Probably not. I think just because of like how Smash Brothers is, there's probably going to be one person out there that gets really good as him and probably like kills it in some tournaments. But I mean, just across the board, like if you're looking at a standard tier list, I think he's not going to be like mid to low, probably low. I
Okay.
feel like there shouldn't be an in between because of how technical he is.
What's okay? So like, what's a low character then? Like for me, when I play, Kirby's top tier. Kirby is the best.
Kirby's
Like
top tier for
nothing
you.
tops. Kirby is top tier, and Mega Man is also top tier, with like Yoshi also like pushing that. What's like a bad one?
Mm-hmm. But see, all those characters that you listed are like easy for beginners. Like they're
Yeah.
pretty easy to use characters. I'm pulling up a tier list now because it changes all the time.
Oh, there's like official tier lists for it,
They're not like
or is it just like
official by
fan
Nintendo,
mader?
but
Okay.
there's um
I was gonna say, if you throw that in the doc, I'll pull it up too. Man, why would they do my man Steve like that? They gotta make him. They should literally have made him invincible.
this is I don't know how like official this is, but this was after the last character Min Min was added that this tier list was made.
Was that a Fire Emblem character?
No, that was the Arms character.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Little
Isn't
Mac.
Kirby banned? Like, you can't use Kirby in competitive, right?
I don't know. I don't think any characters are outright banned in competitive. I know the big thing is stages, like what stages you can use.
Okay, because isn't Kirby the one that can? Is he the one that can wobble?
Oh
I know
no,
that's
that's Ice
something.
Climbers.
Oh, okay, gotcha. And that isn't that specific move banned?
Yes, wobbling is either banned from tournaments or frowned upon.
Okay. Where's Yoshi? Yeah, Yoshi's up there. Mega Man.
Yoshi's high tier.
Yeah. Okay. Pac-Man's trash, dude. I don't know what. When I was playing with him, no, he sucks.
Dude, I didn't know Isabelle was low tier. I'm pretty good with Isabelle.
Oh wow, yeah, she's way at the bottom. Who's the little kid with the baseball bat? Oh, he's an upper mid tier. What's his name? Ness?
Ness, he's from Earthbound.
Oh, that's that like 2D RPG where you like run around the suburbs kind of. So I was watching, I think it was Donkey's 2018. I've been watching a lot of Donkey recently. 2018 year in review, and he put Earthbound as like one of his favorite. I don't know if it came out in 2018. I would assume he just played it in 2018.
No, it came out in like 1995 or 4.
Yeah, because he also put I forget what he put, like Uncharted 4 in that, and that for sure didn't come out in 2018. So I just think it was games he like enjoyed that year. but Earthbound was one of those games, which is like, I mean, it looked fun. It looked a lot different compared to other RPGs.
And people say that's one of like the greatest games of all time.
It was like an old N64 game or something.
It was on the Super Nintendo.
Or I guess that would, yeah, I was gonna say that'd be after that time.
No, it was on the
Dang.
Super Nintendo. There was
It was.
there was 3 games in this series, and only the second one was released in America, which is the Earthbound. Um, so if you
Weird.
ever see people online saying like release Mother 3, that's what it's the sequel to Earthbound that was only released in Japan.
Well, and there was so you said there were 3 of them, and only Earthbound was released.
So in Japan, it's
It was
known as
Earthbound
Mother.
the first. Okay.
So there's Mother, Mother 2, and Mother 3. And Mother 2
And Earthbound is Mother 2.
Yeah. But they did probably like 5 years ago release Mother 1 in America as Earthbound 0. They like localized it.
Okay.
But they didn't do Mother 3.
Maybe that's something they'll do in the future. That's weird to me that they wouldn't just do it at this point.
Because like there's clearly people who would buy it.
Yeah, I mean, also, how much time and money do they want to put into an old game? You know?
Because there'd be time and effort in like localizing all the Japanese text in the English.
Yeah, that's true. Dang. If I guess when you go to Japan, see if you can find that game, pull it out of a used game.
Yeah,
I guess you
wouldn't be
can't
able to
read
play it.
Japanese anyways.
No.
Yeah, never mind. I guess that wouldn't. It'd just be something cool to have.
The first time I went to Japan, I bought a Japanese game called Takeshi's Challenge, which was a Famicom game that's like just really outrageous. And I made it a goal. I was like, I want this game. It looks funny. I've seen YouTube videos for it, and I like bought it and I brought it home. I like put it in, and I was like, what the fuck was I thinking? Like I can't read this.
Well, anyway, I guess we're already on the topic of Japanese games. Anyways, did you see? I forget the studio, but the name of the studio, but whoever made Ni no Kuni,
Level 5.
yeah, they aren't producing or distributing games in America anymore. That's unfortunate for people who enjoy those games. I'm not one of them, but like I know Kristen just bought Ni no Kuni's and has been really enjoying it, so that sucks for her. But it is what it is.
I think I could be completely wrong, but I feel like they were only like a publisher. They didn't like make a lot of their own games. They just like published games from other studios in America.
Okay.
I could be completely wrong though.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I guess we can move on to one of the best games that's come out this year, and that's Hades. And I know you haven't played it yet. I've been begging you to play it. It's $25 on your Switch. Just freaking do it. But I'm telling you right now, I've already talked to you about my predictions for the games that are going to get nominated and what I think is going to win Game of the Year, excluding Cyberpunk, because we don't know if that's going to count into
podcast.
it. Yeah, but Hades is amazing and should be nominated. It is one of the most fun games I've played in a long time. I've never played a dungeon crawler game in my entire life. And it's incredibly frustrating getting to the end and dying and having to start over. But just the fact that the dialogue is interesting enough and funny enough, and the voice acting and the animation and the characters are so cool that I want to keep dying and like do it again is very impressive. Like there's no other game that I like. it reminds me of like Cuphead in the sense that like it's just a game that's really frustrating, but everything else about it is so cool that you don't want to put it down.
And the fun of it is like getting better at the game and seeing yourself
Yeah.
get better at the hard, difficult parts of the game.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna spoil it in case anyone's listening who wants to play it. And I know you might want to play it at some point, so I'll just give like
It's on my list.
I'll just give a quick little rundown. So you're Hades' son. You're trying to fight out of hell. He doesn't want you to leave hell, and there's 4 stages you need to go through. They're like different areas of hell in like the old myths. So like you start out in Tartarus, you go to Asphodel, and then so on and so forth until you're out. But just like going through it the first time, and it took me like 6 or 7 deaths, and I was like really struggling to get through like the first world on Tartarus. Like I was like, man, how am I ever gonna beat this game? And now I can go through that entire place without taking like a hit point. And then I can go through the entire second place now without taking a hit point. It's just like seeing that progression is like satisfying, and it's like, okay, like this isn't a game where like I know I'm gonna, if I can just sit down and grind it out, I'm not gonna be able to do. I'm gonna have to watch myself slowly progress. But I'm at the point now that I'm like probably 2 or 3 runs from beating it because I can get through everything like relatively easy, except the last part. Is the last part is what I struggle with.
Yeah, and
But
I'm
it's just
really
time
into games
consuming, you
like
know,
that.
because you spend like, yeah, you just spend like 45 minutes getting to a boss that you know you're going to lose to because like you haven't had enough time to do it. Where like that's kind of like an advantage of a game like Cuphead, where like you die and you just start it right from the beginning again, or like that boss again. But this game you have to
Yeah.
go through all those like its little minions again that you just like smack around. So it's frustrating, but it's a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to going through Super Giant Games. What is it? Gameography, and
Yeah.
playing some of their other ones because I've really been enjoying this one, and people have said this is like probably their best. But I forget the name of the other one they released. People have said is also amazing.
And I had never even heard of them as a company before Hades came out.
Yeah, that's just crazy. You know, it's like I feel like every year there's always like one indie game that just kind of blows everyone away, and this is for sure it. Because what you're playing through it right now, you said Celeste. It's what is it again? I
Celeste.
can't pronounce it. Yeah, and that's like that game got nominated for Game of the Year. Cuphead, 2017 got nominated for Game of the Year. I don't think there was one last year, but last year kind of sucked for video games, for being honest.
Yeah.
When Death Stranding is getting nominated, but
Yeah, there's been a lot. There's like Undertale, like 5 years ago, that blew up.
oh, that's right.
Uh,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Hollow Knight was an indie game, but a lot of people, myself included, will say that's one of like the best games, like the past
Mm-hmm.
5 years.
Spelunky 2 came out this year and is killing it. It has like 90s on Metacritic and everything. That's a really popular game right now.
Yeah, they always knock it out of the park. There's been like 4 of those games, or no, just Spelunky. There's just been 2
1 and 2, I
Spelunkys.
think.
Yeah, but have
Yeah.
they done any spin-offs?
I as far as I know, they haven't. But I mean, I've had only just heard of them when Spelunky 2 came out.
Oh,
Like
you know
just
what? I
recent.
think I'm thinking of like the Steam World games, like Steam World Dig.
Don't even know. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, but Hades is awesome. If you haven't played it, play it. It's amazing. I didn't realize it was in like a they had like an alpha version of the game that was released back in 2018.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
I
that.
don't know. I don't know what they changed from. I mean, I would assume
hmm
they changed like bug fixes and stuff like that, but I just don't know how complete it was when it came out in 2018.
But
But
the
I think it's
2020
definitely one to
version.
look out for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely one to look out for Game of the Year. And even if, I mean, obviously, you don't need to base your opinions on if it won Game of the Year because it's freaking amazing. You should play it. The music is awesome. When you go into a boss fight, it's definitely a different type of music than what you get in something like Doom Eternal or just Doom in general. But it's just like when you're in that zone, headphones in, just sitting there. It's awesome. You're like, wow, I kind of feel like a badass doing this.
Yeah, and Doom definitely makes you feel that.
Oh yeah, Doom does a great job. I if I had to guess, they took a little bit of inspiration from that. In terms of like the music, definitely the gameplay's way different, but it's awesome. And the character models, Aphrodite's looking. I'll tell you what. But I mean, she's the only one. The other ones just look cool, but she's looking.
But yeah, Hades is for sure on my list, and that's probably what I'm gonna play next.
Gotcha. What are you playing Celeste on? The Xbox?
Switch.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, on my list, I want to play the Ori games because we're on the topic of like, smaller scale games. Ori looks fun. I really want to play that.
And those are on the Switch now. They just put the second one on the Switch.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna be monopolizing my girlfriend's Switch for a little bit. It looks like because well, actually, I'm gonna play Ghost of Tsushima next. But once I'm done with Ghost of Tsushima, I'm pretty much through my PlayStation 4 list of games that I want to play before the 5 comes out. So I'm gonna need something to do. I mean, that game's gonna take me a while to finish, but.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity.
Okay, and that's the Breath of the Wild sequel, right? Or prequel?
It's actually a prequel.
Okay.
But it's also more of a spin-off in terms of gameplay.
It's gonna play like Hyrule Warriors did, right?
Yeah.
Is that a fun game? Would you recommend that?
Yeah, I played it on the Wii U when it first came out, and I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I'm definitely, especially after playing Hades and just on the Switch more in general, kind of leaning towards getting one of those soon. Because, I mean, there's so much video game stuff coming out right now. Like, obviously, I've already told you I got the PlayStation 5 pre-ordered already, but I wasn't planning on getting an Xbox anytime soon. I want one at some point. I was waiting for them to fill out their game catalog a little bit. But now that they have Bethesda, kind of changes things up a little bit.
Dude, just get the cheap discless model.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then Game Pass is a hell of a deal. We could get into that some other time, but we'll move on to our last topic, Mario All-Stars. Once again, not a Nintendo guy, so I'm going to leave it up to you. What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's about as good as the 3 games in the collection can be, which are all really good. So,
don't be saying that about Sunshine.
I like Sunshine. I do. It's definitely the weakest of the 3 games, but I still had a lot of fun going back and 100%ing it.
You 100%ed that?
I 100%ed all 3 games in the collection.
Holy crap. Okay, so I did a little I did a little research on these 3 games before today because I knew we were going to talk about it. My research consisted of watching Donkey's videos on each one that he made years ago. So it wasn't the remastered, or I guess if you even want to call them remastered, it wasn't the Mario All-Stars versions of the game. It was like the original version. And I could just Super Mario Sunshine would frustrate me. Watching that you do that little water level where you're trying to flip all those tiles over and then taking 5 minutes to do that and then dying and then having to do that again. That's not for me. I couldn't imagine doing that. And he pretty much had said the same thing. It's a fun game. It's really inventive and different from the other ones. They Mario. He said that the Mario 3D platformers kind of take different aspects of a game, or like they have different components from each game, and they kind of let you play with it for like an hour or so. But Super Mario Sunshine gives you that water jetpack and is like, you're using this the full fucking game.
Mm-hmm. And
so that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So that's, dude, like those Mario games in terms of controls, they all control pretty tight. But I mean, Sunshine has its issues, but I mean, you can get really good at Mario's movement in that game in a way where you can cheese through a lot of levels.
How was the movement compared to what it was on the GameCube? Like, how, just in general, how was each game an improvement from its original release?
Across the board, no. So Galaxy was like the best. Like if you played with the Joy-Cons, it controlled the same, it looked the same, like it looked cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
So like that was fine. 64, pretty good. I would say they cleaned up textures, so it didn't look as muddy. And it controlled fine. And then Sunshine, they messed up the controls. I got used to it because I had been playing it.
Uh-huh.
I did the whole thing. I got all 120 shines. So by the end of it, I was used to like the new controls.
Okay.
But it doesn't control the same that it did on the GameCube.
Okay. And I know, like, just like in general, like the graphics, I mean, they were like better from like
They're better, but they're not remasters.
Yeah, they didn't like start from start from bottom up and do that, but I'm sure it definitely looks better. For me, I just want to play Mario 64 and Galaxy. In all honesty, Sunshine, I would be fine skipping that. I feel like in order to fledge my Nintendo, game knowledge, there are certain games I need to hit. And 64 and Galaxy are probably two of those games. Would you say I could probably skip Sunshine?
Yeah, I mean, for that purpose, you definitely could. But I mean, I have played Sunshine a lot, and like it's fun. Like you should give it a shot if you have the collection of all three games. But no, for sure,
Yeah.
64 and Galaxy.
Galaxy looks like fun. I can tell you right now, if I were to pick up Galaxy on a Wii, I would probably play 1 and 2 as fast as I could because they look like fun.
Yeah, and my opinion there is that 2 is better than the first one.
Okay. That's what I've heard too, that a lot of people were super excited to play these games. The only thing they were mad about was that it wasn't Galaxy 2, or they didn't also include Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
Part of me wonders though if that was like the hardest one to port, just due to like the Wii controls being so unique compared to the Switches. And I know that the Switch has the motion control as well, but
no, I didn't have any problems playing with the motion controls in Galaxy. If I was playing it docked on a TV, it felt the same.
Okay.
But I mean, playing it handheld without the motion controls, it felt kind of weird. I've seen a lot of people online say they like that you don't need the motion controls and that you can just press Y to do like your spin attack. But I'm just so used to the old controls that it was kind of hard for me to play that one handheld.
Yeah, it's probably like a fun way to play it, is playing it how it's supposed to be and how it was originally made, which is to use the motion controls.
For sure. Which, I mean, they were able to do it with Galaxy 1, so I feel like they should do Galaxy 2 as well down the line.
Yeah. Release it for 3 months, and then if you don't get it in those 3 months, just screw you. Can't get it. I guess it's longer than 3 months, but yeah. All right, it looks like we're coming to the end of our topic. So if you tuned in, this has been another gaming show. My name's Matt. and I'm with Adam, and we just want to thank you for listening to our what's it called when you break a bottle of champagne over a ship? Was it
Dude, I
christening?
don't know. Christening.
All right,
Yeah, I think
thanks.
so.
That's what. Yeah. Well, I guess that's not what I'm trying to say. Thanks for listening to our maiden voyage of our podcast, and we'll see ya. We'll see ya on some other time. We haven't figured out our schedule. We're thinking Wednesday, but sometime in the future. So thanks for listening, guys.
Bye.